Yeah, sure. Thank you. I'll take it. It's great. Good. It's a good thing. Doing well. We had a good day yesterday. I'll start out tonight. We don't want to have to use the emergency manager congressional side. Minnesota, maybe don't know them. No, this is not haphazard, so. Everybody was good to see you again. We're making a habit of this. Keep investing.
You guys ready to go? Okay. We will get started then. All right. All right. We're going to get started here. First of all, thank you and welcome. Welcome to the groundbreaking of the new State Emergency Operations Center. My name is Christy Rollwagon. I am the Director for Minnesota Homeland Security and Emergency Management. And you are here at our groundbreaking for our new State Emergency Operations Center. Woo-hoo! Great day! To support the Department of Public Safety, Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. And I would like to extend a special welcome to our guests. We have Governor Tim Walz here today. We have our representatives Paul Novotny, Nolan West, and Kelly Moeller here. I have to my left Commissioner Bob Jacobson. He's a commissioner for the Department of Public Safety. We have Commissioner Tamara Gronval from the Department of Administration over here. Welcome, Commissioner. Mayor Tim Sanders from Blaine. There he is. Nice to see you, sir. Okay. We have Director Eric Thorvik from Blaine. He is our Community Development Director. Yep. To my right, Chief Padani, Brian Padani, City of Blaine Police Chief. And also with us in the crowd are our design and construction partners from J.E. Dunn, Wold, and Ross Drulis Cruisenberry. That's a mouthful. All right. So a little history here. The quest for a new State Emergency Operations Center has been underway since right after the tragic events of 9/11. When we asked the Minnesota National Guard to conduct a security audit of our current State Emergency Operations Center, and they found some deficiencies that needed to be addressed. Under the leadership of previous Director Chris Eide and again previous Director Joe Kelly, the first state appropriation request was made in 2010. It was not until the 2019-2020 legislative session that the formal state appropriation was awarded by the legislature, to be followed by a second appropriation in 2023 to cover what we called our construction overages due to COVID, okay? And that's mostly construction cost overages. The current State Emergency Operations Center is located in a high-risk target area. It's adjacent to high-rises in high-traffic areas, has inadequate security, in a leased space, in a communications dead spot, situated over a parking ramp, with direct entry from the street, the light rail, and a drive-through area. It has no good air filtration. Trust me, we smell curry every day from the restaurant. It has only one telecom switching station, and it does not have adequate cooking, food storage, or lodging capabilities for a 24/7 activation. So I bet you're wondering what the heck is an EOC. An Emergency Operations Center is a facility at which coordination of information, resources to support and incident management activities normally take place. The role of our State Emergency Operations Center is to monitor the statewide situation, including man-made, technological, and natural disasters, to coordinate our state agency response, to communicate with our local Emergency Operations Centers first responders at the incident, as well as be a liaison to the federal government, and to coordinate public information with the Joint Information Center. An emergency operations center must be able to address the characteristics of survivability, security, sustainability, interoperability, and flexibility. This new $41 million facility has taken each one of these into consideration and will not only meet but exceed the expectation. The new facility will house approximately 65 Homeland Security and Emergency Management staff on a daily basis, and it will have the surge capacity to maximum of 150 to 200 state and federal personnel during full activation for an emergency or a disaster response. And finally, this facility will be used to conduct training exercises to continue to support an integrated state, local, and federal response to simulated disasters. So at this time, I would like to take an opportunity to introduce Governor Tim Walz, and he will be here to give us some remarks.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you, Director. Thank you, Director Rowagan. And before I get started, it's appropriate, I think, as we're at a groundbreaking of Emergency Operations Center, whether those be acts of nature or man-made, just to pause for a moment, another senseless act we saw in Lewiston, Maine last evening. Nearly 20 dead, dozens injured, a community on lockdown and fear. I spent some time talking with Governor Mills this morning, certainly offering any support we can have, both physical support, also the emotional support that's going to go on, thinking of a community about the size of Mankato experiencing this type of tragedy. This one's senseless, preventable, and I would simply state we have to just decide as a people we don't have to live this way. Countries like Australia decided they didn't want to live this way, and they don't live this way. And so that's a discussion for another day, but it's a discussion that is made, and the aftermath of those are in buildings that will stand on this spot. And to all the folks here, to Director, thank you, to your team, Commissioner, all of our public safety folks that are here, to the local leaders, Mayor, once again, it is a privilege to be back with you. The active nature, and to your legislators here, have made a growing and very important area, to the county commissioners, to the city councils, all of that, understanding that this is an incredible place. It's a great place to do this, and I think you heard the Director state this. We operated in a place for a long time, downtown St. Paul. Many people don't know where it is, or whatever. It's no secret to folks that are out there, and that's a problem too, when there's no security, anything like that. But look, it's a more complicated world, and a lot of the work gets done out here. To our county emergency managers, and I have to tell you, my first introduction to you, I've been part of those, whether it's being called to Grand Forks flooding, whether it be the tornado in St. Peter before I was in elected office, part of what I was told to do, and our team executed that when you needed the National Guard or the interface. My first introduction as how government functioned on this was as a new congressman in the fall of 2007, riding in a boat down the main street of Rushford with then Governor Paulini, and watching what all of you do, watching what it looks like in the beginnings of flooding, and then looking on the federal side of all the interactions with our federal partners at FEMA and so forth. So these are things that Minnesotans don't ever want to have to see this facility used. They don't ever want to have a tornado, a flood, a fire, a pandemic, or anything else like we've witnessed a man-made disaster. But they happen, and to be prepared and to see all of the modern telecommunications that need to happen, all of the coordination that happens, and you see it every year as it operates, that so many of these people are the professionals at this. They pull out the SOPs and they execute them. And we saw it this year in flooding as we reach each stage, when the sandbags go up, when the streets close, the things we can do to mitigate that, and the recovery. These are the professionals doing that, and that needs to be coordinated from a workable space. The space that we have right now is no longer workable. So I want to thank everyone. This has been 20 years in the making. I want to thank the legislators in 2020 and again in 2023 that put this money out. This will serve the entire state. I'm going to give a special thank you to admin and the folks that work there. A special thank you to the Assistant Commissioner. Jessie Held is now the Assistant Commissioner at admin. For 475 days, she was the governor's representative in the EOC as we stood it up during the pandemic, was there every day doing the work. So our office was intimately engaged in this. I said I understood how important the SEOIC, this building, will be in 2019 when we requested in our budget. After the pandemic and civil unrest in 20 and 21, it became very visceral why we needed this. So I want to congratulate them. The contractors can have a lot of great union jobs that are done out here. This is going to be a very important place, and it's going to allow what Minnesotans expect us to do. For all of the elected officials here know our first and foremost responsibility is the safety and security of Minnesotans. All of the first responders, all of the folks here who make this happen know that's it. It has to be thoughtfully coordinated from somewhere, and we know that this is the place. We're going to have a state-of-the-art modern facility that will serve the state of Minnesota for generations to come. So I'm really grateful for that. It's a smart investment. We're glad once again that the community mayor has accepted to take on these responsibilities because you will serve the entire state. This is a growing, exciting area. It dovetails well with, if you're going to have emergency operations center, the infrastructure surrounding it needs to be high quality, needs to get done if we're moving things in and out. So I'm grateful for that. I think we should be excited once again in Minnesota. We're updating all of our facilities to make that happen. We've lessons learned that we know that what works better, and we get this thing up and running, and I think it's for Minnesotans to be able to see. Telling that story a little bit more of the coordination in emergency operations centers is a really impressive thing to see, to know that they're secure. Before things happen, the planning has been done ahead of time, and then when it comes time to execute, we'll have the tools to do that. And the person in our administration that helps make that happen is someone who did this for many, many years on the other side of things, operating them out there, Commissioner Bob Jacobson from Department of Public Safety.
Have to get the glasses on, folks. Hey, good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today. I'm Commissioner Bob Jacobson. I have the honor of serving with the State's Department of Public Safety. I'm very happy and honored to be here. Standing here today seems like it's been a milestone that's been a long time in coming, as many of you know. So as the governor said, it's really an exciting moment in our history. DPS has a lot of people to thank for this, and I want to start by thanking Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan. Their support for this project has been unwavering. Building a new facility that will only get fully used when Minnesota is having an emergency is not the flashiest project, but as you've heard, it is critical to public safety. I also want to thank members of the state legislature. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. This project has had strong bipartisan support. The House and Senate Capital Investment Committees ensured this project was included. Chair Lee, Chair Pappas, and all committee members, including Representative Nolan West, who is here, I want to thank them. I want to thank the members of the House and Senate Public Safety Committees, Public Safety Chair Kelly Moeller, who is here, Public Safety Lead, Representative Paul Novotny, who is here. I see Senator Kroon is also here today, and Representative Matt Norris. So thank you all for your help and assistance in getting this done, and thank you for being here today. Along with those state, local, and city officials, DPS commissioners who came before me, thank you all for what you did to set the foundation for today's groundbreaking. To Anoka County and Blaine officials with us here today, thank you for welcoming us and future DPS employees to this site, we hope, for decades to come. We stand here and recognize the past and all it took to get here. But perhaps more importantly, we look forward to the future here in the state of Minnesota. The governor noted that the State Emergency Operations Center has been critical in ensuring coordination and support for our first responders. You never know which day it will be needed, but you can be assured that we will be ready to respond to the multitude of disasters and incidents that can happen at any time. The public expects that we will be ready, and they should. And they will get the very best from our dedicated public safety servants and leaders who will staff this location to faithfully serve the state of Minnesota. This 3,700 square foot facility will provide the space to work with all of our partners, allow us to collect, analyze, and share information, support resource needs and respond to requests, and it will give us what we need to coordinate plans and determine current and future needs. This facility is planned and being built not only for those current needs, this is being done with an eye to our future. This will be more than just a building. We talk here at DPS frequently of uplifting those who serve in public safety, recognizing their importance, and also recognizing how important it is to give them the tools and the support to do this difficult work. Today we set forth to building a monument to DPS employees, emergency responders, and the community that they work for. And this facility will stand as a very real example of uplifting public safety for all. Thank you so much for the honor of being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jacobson. My name is Brian Fidani, and I am the Safety Services Director and Police Chief for the City of Blaine. So the hats that I wear, in addition to being the Police Chief, I'm the liaison to our phenomenal fire department here, our SPM Fire Department. We also oversee emergency management community standards in Blaine. I can't tell you how excited we are here in Blaine that you chose Blaine for this location. I want to thank the Governor, Commissioner Jacobson, Director Rollwagon. We've waited a long time for this day as a state. And as a Blaine community, we waited a couple of years now. When we heard that this may be coming here, to say it piqued our interest is an understatement. So we're very fortunate, and I can assure you, you won't be disappointed. When we look at the factors that led to the selection of Blaine are a lot of the things that make the city of Blaine great. The location, the proximity to both Minneapolis and St. Paul, our airport, our infrastructure, and it all worked out wonderfully. So what is emergency management really about? You know, as Minnesotans, we are all prepared for the worst, but that's also what brings out the best in all of us as well. Whether it's tornado or severe weather season, civil unrest, floods, terrorism, active threat incidents, wildfires, significant world-class events that we host, or any other multitude of events that we mitigate, plan, and respond to. All of these potentially disastrous events bring out the best in who we are as a state. We put down our boundaries and our issues, and we all stand up together. So as we break ground today here at this wonderful location, remember, it's not about the brick and mortar, as important as that is. It's about the people who make this happen. So before you go today, make sure you pick someone out in a yellow vest or a yellow hat. Thank them for what they do, because every day we get to go to bed at night knowing that we're in good hands. We're very happy that you're here. We want you to commit yourselves to the Blaine community. Support our local businesses. Take advantage of the many amenities that we have here, and get out and spend some time driving around and getting to know Blaine. Other than Highway 65, okay, let's give that a couple of years. But as we all know, there's light on the horizon there. So a couple of years from now, it'll be phenomenal. Right now, let's stay on the east side of Blaine for a little bit, okay? But help is coming. So thank you to everybody who make that happen as well. There are so many people here who are a key part of that. So, and then consider moving or raising your family here as well. Blaine is a wonderful city to do that, and I really encourage people to explore that. Millions of visitors come to Blaine every year for our world-class facilities. Accordingly, safety and preparedness are ingrained into the fabric of our community. The addition of the State of Minnesota Emergency Operations Center and the dedicated people who work here will only enhance the safety of those we're privileged to live, work, and visit our great state. So thank you again, Governor Walz, Commissioner Jacobson, and Director Rollwagon for choosing to make this home, and welcome to the great city of Blaine.
Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. My name is Julie Brasted, and I'm an Anoka County Commissioner, and I've had the privilege to chair our Public Safety Committee for the last 10 years. I just want you to know that Anoka County values public safety and our first responders. It is one of our priorities. We've got a long history of being supportive of public safety. We have a really unique collaboration that I just wanted to mention, and that's called our Joint Law Enforcement Council. And that includes our Sheriff's Office, all our police departments in Anoka County, all fire departments, our great emergency management team, EMS, and our 911 dispatchers. We come together on a regular basis to discuss issues that we're facing and that we plan on in the future. And we do this so that we can make sure that our public is as safe as possible. You have just heard the benefits of having this emergency operations center in this location, and I could not agree more. I don't think that I can overstate just how important the new state-of-the-art facility will be for our emergency responders. We are very excited that today we get to celebrate the groundbreaking and look forward to seeing it completed and operational. I remember our first meeting years back when they discussed about coming out to Anoka County and in the great city of Blaine. It's a great partnership. Keep things coming this way. We're happy about it. So I want to thank all of you for being here today, and having emergency response and management at the core of your heart. It's important to all of us, and keep Anoka County in mind. Thank you all, and have a great day.
Okay, so we're just going to change things up, just a slight adjustment here before we go over and throw dirt. We are going to just close out our formal part of our ceremony today. So I would like to just close with asking you to look around. Take a look around here at the men and women who work tirelessly on behalf of the Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, as well as our local partners. These are the individuals who spent 479 consecutive days in the State Emergency Operations Center during COVID and civil unrest. These are the individuals who work at least 7 or 8 times a year in our State Emergency Operations Center, supporting the local jurisdiction in managing their local disaster. And these are the unsung heroes that jump into action when a community or a citizen is having the worst day of their life. I am so humbled to work beside them every day, and I am so excited to begin construction on this remarkable new building. Thank you, Governor Walz, and for all of our elected officials here, I thank you as well for helping us get to this great place and moment in time. So thank you for being here, and we're going to move on over here. Next, I'll take direction from, ready to go? Okay.
All right.
Just be careful when it goes too far back.
Put on some,
Yes,
put on some gear.
yes, put on some gear.
Put on some gear.
Yeah. You got your gear there?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good, Dan? Yes, thank you very much. I decided to throw this in. Pardon me, sir. Sneak by him 1 second.
Say miss. Just a few people just to part the sea there. Just either side.
Everyone say cheese, hold your shovel. Good, and a scoop. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, toss. Woo!